It is Monday. It is time to do some training, and today we are going to be going over JotForm. JotForm is something that I personally have been using in my business for a hot minute. It's been a while that I've been utilizing JotForm. If you guys know me at all, the way that I kind of approach a new program, a new app, a new whatever in my business, because things are always changing, there's always new things coming or whatever. I always will tell you. So if you haven't heard this before, here is your official welcome into my world. Date the program or app before committing to it, and utilize the free version before you commit to it too. So that's what I'm gonna start off by telling you, because as I say that, sorry, I'm officially cold at all times. And it's chilly in my office. So we are going to be talking, like I said, about JotForm. It's something that I use. I feel very comfortable with JotForm. I found at the beginning when I started using it, it was very user-friendly. I feel that it is still very user-friendly. There's just so much that you can do in JotForm that it kind of is one of those that I would like to call an all-in-one app. Okay, you can use it via desktop, so you can have it on your desktop and use like the full desktop version. You can, of course, use the mobile version, so you can have it on your phone, your iPad, whatever. You can use it any way, and it is very seamless. Unlike other programs or other different things, CRMs, things like that, where if you're on the desktop, you've got different features versus if you're on your phone or on the mobile version. With JotForm, they are very seamless. So once you learn it and get familiar with where everything is, you're set. You really are. And with JotForm, you very much can just stick with that free version of JotForm. Again, unless it's something that is really making an impact, it's really showing you that you are building off of it, don't start paying for a program until you get to that point, okay? Same thing with Canva, right? You can utilize the free version of Canva for almost anything you want to do. When you are finally working your business and using Canva or JotForm in this case, right? And you're just like, yes, this is working so well. I love this. Everything's going right. And you're like, oh, but if only I had access to these features. That's when you could say, okay, maybe I need to figure out how can I work this into my business budget. And that's when you can really look at those things. But until then, use the free version. Okay, use it, use it, use it. I do have a code if you guys do decide to get the paid version. And we're going to show the difference in that in just a minute, because we're going to screen share. But you're more than welcome to use that code. That's going to get you 50% off. So if that helps you, that helps you. And I hope it does. But like I said, you don't need to do that until you're ready to do that, until your business is in a place where you're like, yes, this is working for me and it must continue to work. So I need more features. All right. So when we are talking about using different apps, different platforms, all of this, we really need to figure out what in the world are we using these things for? So when it comes to JotForm, I will tell you how I personally use it in my business. I am going to do like a basic overview. So as I do that, you very well may see or think of different ways that you're like, oh, I could use it for X, Y, and Z, or, oh my gosh, that would totally help me with doing this. So feel free to figure out how it can best work for you. Just know that there is a lot of power behind JotForm, which is one of the reasons why I knew it was something that I needed in my business. It was something that started to become a non-negotiable in my business, and it still continues to do that to this day. So another reason why I'm showing you guys how to use it, so that way you can get to that place in your business automate some things that maybe you weren't able or didn't really know how to do, and then you can bring things together. That's what I love being able to do. What else do I need to tell you before we jump into this tutorial here? Let's see. I don't think there is anything else. So if I can't think of anything else, gosh darn it, let's just jump right in. So let's go ahead and let's take a look-see, shall we, on JotForm. Okay, I'm just going to do the whole desktop. It's perfectly fine. All right. So let me go ahead, let me minimize this baby, and let's hop in. All right, so here we are with JotForm. So you can create, when you first log in for the very first time, it's just jotform.com. Go to jotform.com, or you can always find it on the App Store, Google Play Store, whatever droid thing that you use. You can do the app as well. Like I said, very seamless between the desktop and the app, okay? I could plug my phone in and show it that way too, but this is going to be just fine. It would be different if it looked different. It's going to look exactly the same way, only like this. Okay. JotForm is kind of what you might think it is. Like I said, go to jotform.com. You can create a free account. You can log in with your Google if that's easier for you. This is a place to where you can create not just forms, but you can also create apps. You can create documents. What this is in part of a CRM or customer retention management software, right? That's what a CRM is. This is really something that is going to help us drive sales, drive leads, drive new customers to us, right? Especially if we are working our businesses online, or even if you're not and you do all of your business in person, face to face, that's awesome. This is you could still use this as well. But like I said, for someone like myself, who I utilize social media to do a lot of my marketing, a lot of my new customer management, I also utilize this too when it comes to my team. If we're getting ready to do like a training program, things like that, I utilize it in different ways there. So again, depending on where you're at in your business, you may find that this is going to help you in just more than one way. There's so many layers. It's like an onion. There are so many layers to JotForm. Again, I'm going to sing their praises. It's fine. So you can see this is a very cleaned up version, we'll say. With the different programs or with the different tiers that you have with JotForm, the free version, you can have 5 active JotForms at a time. So 5 at a time. You can see here on my screen, I currently have 6, right? Now, let's say I only had the free version, and let's say I was like, oh gosh, but I'm not really ready to upgrade, or I can't upgrade yet. It's just not there in my budget. That's okay, because since on the free plan, you can only have 5 active forms at a time, all you would have to do, maybe I don't want to utilize this monthly goals one anymore, right? I can just click here to select it. If I go over here to more, what I can do is I'm going to go down here, and it's going to give me an option to disable. And as soon as it wants to catch up with me, we're going to see that. Come on, little guy, you can do it. Any day now. Anyway, when this pops up, again, making this form, disabling it, basically taking it out of commission right here, disable. So I'm going to push pause on this one, right? So what that's going to do is, you can see now it is grayed out. All right. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 active forms that I can use. And all 5 of those are for different things. But you'll see here, right, that's how I could still stay on the free plan. That's why, again, I'm telling you right here, right now, of course, if you want to sign up for JotForm and do the paid version and have as many forms as you want, and do some other different options that JotForm has available, awesome. I have a code for you that can help you. But for those of you who are not yet there, use the free version, okay? From me to you. I wouldn't tell you anything that I didn't feel couldn't benefit you. I feel that that can definitely benefit you. Because for a lot of you, this may not be that full-time income yet, right? And maybe that's where you're trying to get to where you want it to be. But until that point, don't start thinking that you have to buy and pay for all of these different things. Again, unless you really feel my business isn't going to work without these things, okay? Or you need to, like me, I scale a lot of things back because I work full time. I'm starting college this year again. I'm going back to nursing school, and I work my business full time, my Scentsy business full time. Okay, so that's a lot on one plate. So on the different ways that I can automate things, I'm going to jump on. Okay. But this is how you could do that. So at any time, maybe I want to say, oh, you know what? Now I need this form again. I can go back here to more. All I have to do is go back, enable it. Boom, that one's back on. Then maybe I can say, okay, I'm on the free version. So now I need to disable another one and disable that one. Okay, so that's how you say on the free version. What does JotForm look like? Well, my friend, let's go ahead and take a peek, see, shall we? All right, so this is one, obviously I use this one for a lot of different things. Let's go ahead and just preview this, and we are going to take a look. Let's just do view. And you can see I use this in my link in bio, on my Instagram, on my TikTok. I have it within my YouTube, things like that, right? This is kind of, I used to for a long time, I just called it my catch-all. This was my catch-all. This was just a really great form that I could use to just, whoever was trying to reach out, this was a good place to capture information. It was a catch-all. So you'll see here, it just says connect with Jacqui. It's just a little graphic I made and put in there. Welcome, let's connect to receive samples, updates of new products, and more. Because again, this is my catch-all, right? How did you find me? I will tell you that utilizing this has helped for me to see where are the majority of my audience or the customers or the team members coming from, right? Where are they finding me? Are they finding me from YouTube? Are they finding me off of Instagram? I've been on TikTok a heck of a lot more. I should probably include TikTok in here. I saw my car around town, right? Because my car is branded. So those kinds of things, right? It's going to help you as you get these, as people fill these out, for you to go, oh, I see. Okay, so people are finding me on Facebook. Awesome. Now I know I need to spend some more time, or that's where I need to focus some energy at is Facebook. Or maybe it is Instagram or TikTok or saw your car, right? Again, those are going to be clues that you can then take back to say, okay, this is what's working well. I seem to be getting people who are finding me here. So I'm going to spend more time there, right? Obviously, I need their name. That's always helpful, first and last. Okay, an email. I do email marketing. So, and I also do email communication with my team as well. I just find that email is a really great contact for a lot of people. Mailing address. If requesting something via mail, please complete to expedite your request. Remember, for me, this form is my catch-all. So this might be a customer who maybe on my Instagram, I posted about a wonderful scent that I have, and that is Candy Orchard. And I had said in my post, if you'd like a sample, contact me. There's a link in my bio. This is what I'm meaning, right? That's where I want to capture their address. So that way, if they fill this out, and you'll see here what they're wanting, right? I already have the information and now I have it. Even if they're not wanting a sample, maybe they just want information on the opportunity. Maybe they, I don't know, whatever it might be. Either way, for me, I'm probably going to do some mail outs along the way, and it's just another great way for me to capture that information. Now, how can I help you? So you can see I've just made this to be like a little drop down type of a box, right? So interested in making income. So that might be somebody who's interested in the opportunity. I want info on Scentsy Club. Yeah. Please add me to your email list. I want to get free and discounted. It should say products. It's probably just running off the page there. We just can't see it there unless I just select it. I'm a realtor. Sometimes on social media, I'm doing posts out there talking to my realtor friends because realtors like to do home warming gifts, right? Whenever they sell a home, probably every realtor that I personally know does some type of a welcome to your new home type of a gift, right? Scentsy is a really great opportunity. So if you've never thought about or haven't ever worked with realtors, start reaching out to some of your local realtors in your community, right? And trust me, realtors are not going to get offended because realtors are all about the marketing, right? They are the people who they are putting their info out there as much as probably we are trying to put our info out there. And so when you're reaching out to them, they're also wanting to build those customer and networking connections as well. So don't think, oh, that no one's probably interested. Call up your local realtors in your area and say, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Jacqui. I am a local Scentsy consultant. I live here in Lee Summit. I see that your office is located, or one of your offices is located in Lee Summit, and you service this area. If you do home warming gifts or buyer gifts, gift baskets when you sell a home, I'd love it if you would be interested in utilizing some of my products. I do baskets for realtors, and I'd love to have you be one of those people. Something like that, right? So again, just throwing that out there. It's another great way to just connect with people within your community. I want info on a licensed product, right? We have a lot of LTOs. Have you noticed? We do. So maybe they're inquiring because they're a Disney fanatic and they're like, oh my gosh, I need to get on this train, right? Maybe they need info about that. I would like to receive a sample. Other, please complete the section below is what it should say. I don't know why it's not telling me the whole thing, but, and I make this, you'll see all these little red dots, and we're going to go through it. Don't worry. I'm going to show you how to create a form, but all of these little red dots mean that this is a required field. So whenever someone fills this out, they have to pick from this list, right? They have to pick from this list. That tells me what they are interested in. So I know when I am following up on this, what basket I'm putting them in, right? Is this a future person who wants to join Scentsy? Is this a future customer? Is this someone who used to buy Scentsy, but their consultant doesn't do anything anymore and now they're looking for a new person? Or is this somebody who just loves Disney products and came across my TikTok and saw me talking about a Disney product and that's what they're interested in? Now I know going forward to reach out to that person whenever we have new Disney launches, right? Those are just examples of how I'm utilizing that information. Now I do, because I do put that other, please complete the section below, I do create a little text box here because there may be something that they want to connect with me about and somehow they found this form. Why not? Hey, fill it in. I don't know what they're wanting, what they're needing. Do you want me to keep you updated on new product releases via text? Yes or no? Yes or no? And then I do make, you'll notice there's no little red asterisk here because I put texting number. If you choose yes above, please complete, because they may have said no to this question. I don't want them to have to feel like they have to put their phone number in. Some people are very open and they're like, yeah, here's my number. Others are like, no, I would rather just email me, right? They like it that way. So that's why I do the email as a required field. It's just a way, because for me, again, my marketing is mainly email versus text. But if someone fills that out and they say text, then heck yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I'm following up and texting, okay? But that's, again, how my business runs. Yours may be different. Do you want an online shopping link to share with your friends on social? That's how the majority of my parties are literally shopping links, or what I like to call them as affiliate links, right? It's the same thing, okay? So yes, I want to start it as soon as possible. Maybe, will you send me some more info? Or no thanks. And then I just have it, I have a little, again, when we create this, I'll show you, but this is how I just timestamp it. So, and date stamp it. That way for me, date, not time. That's how I know, hey, this one just came in, or this one came in before that, whatever. It's just a way for me to organize things. And then submit. So do you see how this is just a very generalized form, right? Again, this, I call this, or did call this for a long time. It was called my catch-all form. And like I said, that's why this form, and I just kind of changed my wording. It says join my circle. That's the name of my form, but it can say anything you'd like, right? Again, this is something that I can put on my Instagram and my link in bio. I can put on my TikTok link in bio. I can put on my Pinterest in the bio. I can put this on my Facebook bio. I can put this on, everything, literally everything. And I will tell you, I actually have it on my business cards as well. Okay, so there's a link to this form as well. It's just a really great form that I can use for anything that I'm really doing. Anything that I'm doing, I can utilize this form. So that's just one way to use that. Let's see here. Let me show you another piece of how I do this. So how do you want to start your Scentsy journey? So this one is more aimed, obviously, towards someone who has just joined my team. So on this form, it's going to look a little different, right? Because we're using this in a different way. I'm utilizing this to help me to teach new team members better. I want to be able to give them what they want, right? And so this is just a way for me to connect with them. How do you want to start your Scentsy journey? Fast start versus at your own pace. Because let's be honest, people are either ready to jump in and get going, or people are like, yeah, I want to join. Maybe I want to make a little bit of money here or there. I just want to earn my money back, whatever. I want to get paid back on my purchases. I'm just a Scentsy fan, whatever. I just want to know, because then that way, as a leader, I'm not reaching out to them every time a training comes available, or, checking in. Hey, how are things going, right? When it's somebody who's like, nah, I just kind of do this when I want to do it, right? I don't want to bombard someone. Your name, great way to start a form. I love that way to start a form. Choose your journey. Fast start. I'm here to make that money, honey, at my own pace. This is more of a hobby. Again, it's just giving me info as the leader. Preferred method of contact, right? How do they want to be contacted? What's your name on Facebook? And submit. Again, I try and make my forms very short, sweet, and to the point. I don't know about you guys, but the way that I did this, when I first started doing JotForms, and even before that, I was utilizing Google Forms. I was like, oh, I need to include this and this and this and this. And then before you know it, you're looking at this whole, like, oh my gosh, it just took me 5 minutes to figure out this dang form that I just wanted a sample, right? Like, I want to make it easy, not only for team members in this case, but for customers as well when they're filling out these forms, right? I don't want them sitting here spending a whole bunch of time filling out my form. I just want to know what they need, so then I can start that follow-up piece, whatever that may be. In this case, it's helping them get started in their business. In a customer case, it's making sure they get that next batch of samples that I have that are going out in the mail, right? Those kinds of things. All right, so now that we've seen 2 different ways and how I'm kind of using those forms, let's go ahead and create a really quick and easy form. You'll see here, it's very easy. I told you this is very user-friendly. Create form, that's where we start, okay? So create form. We're just gonna click on that. It's gonna allow me to choose a template. I can import a form, or I can create a signable document. Now, import form, what does that mean? If I were to click on that, I can do one of 2 things. I can do it from a web page. Maybe I've got another thing that creates forms, right? Maybe that's where I'm getting the info from. I would choose that. Clone your existing form. So maybe my catch-all, I want to kind of take that and then build on it, and maybe take some of those questions out and maybe add some different ones, right? Or import a PDF to a form. Probably something you probably in your business may or may not really utilize a whole bunch, but you never know. If you're doing it from a web page, let me just show you that. Maybe you see someone else who uses JotForm. If you just copy the actual URL from where they pasted it, and then paste it in here and hit create form. So you could do this with one of my forms. If you saw one of my forms, you're like, oh, that's what I need, but I don't have the time to spend to create a whole new form like that. Or I just haven't learned JotForm enough to be able to do that. Okay, this is going to help you, and this is going to allow you to just kind of grab and go. So you'll see, I could have done this on anybody's. I could have gone out real quick and looked up somebody else that's a Scentsy consultant and said, oh my gosh, look at that JotForm. I see that that's a JotForm that they're using. Let me just copy that, and I can use that and then change it to my stuff. And then I can come in here and I can remove their logo and put mine in. I can go down here to this question and I can change that up because I don't like that question, or I'm not on YouTube, so I want to take that out. I can just take that out real quick. This is fantastic, right? And as a leader, if you have a team or if you have people that you're working with, or maybe you just collab with other people, then when one of you creates one, you can share that and say, hey guys, here's my JotForm. If you like it, just copy the link and you can actually create your own based on mine. Very short, sweet, and let's make it easy. All right, so that's a real quick way to just get started. But let's go ahead, we're gonna rewind for a hot second, and we're gonna go to create form because I do wanna walk you through this real quick. I'm not gonna do a whole in-depth tutorial. So I'm gonna go to create form, and we're going to, I could use a template, I can start from scratch. I'm just gonna pick some random template. JotForm has thousands of templates, thousands. So you can see as we kind of go through here, it will kind of tell you like really what you're looking for, right? So callback form, that would be really great for our follow-ups, right? Maybe you want to do a follow-up with a customer about how they like their product or what scents they got that they're really loving, right? That would be a really great one that you could utilize. But you know what? Let's go ahead, instead of using a template, let's just start from scratch. That's just seems to be the easiest way. Now you've got two choices here. The forms that you see that I do, it's the classic form. Again, you just kind of keep scrolling down that page. So you hit that submit button. You could do a card form, so where it's like one question and then you have to go to a new page, and it goes to a new page for the next question. Really depends on your personal preference and how you like that. I just utilize the classic. That's just me. I just find it easier and more user-friendly. I don't know. All right, so this up here, add your logo. So if you do have a logo, or maybe you want to just include your picture, I will tell you right here and right now, and again, if you don't know me, now you do, one of the things that I will always tell you is your picture, your face is the face of your business, okay? So even if you don't have a logo, this should be, in my opinion anyway, a picture of you, or maybe it's like the picture that you utilize on your Facebook profile, right? You and your family, or you and your dog or your cat or whatever it is, right? Again, just a way to put a face to a name so your customers or your team can connect with you in particular, okay? So you could go here, you could then, pull from your images, upload a file, all of that stuff, right? And add a logo. So I would add a logo there. Now here I can create this to say anything I want. I'm going to put here, grab a sample. We're just going to make a quick form real quick. So grab a sample. If I go to properties, it's going to open up on the right-hand side, and I'm going to be able to really get creative here. Okay, this is again where you can just put your own little personal spin on it. I can make the heading size large. I can create a subtext. You'll see there's some of the examples that I've used. Let's see, there's really nothing there. Really kind of works. So I'm just going to put, let me scent up your life with a new fragrance. You'll see that's that little subtitle or subheading right there. Oop, Sorry, I zoomed in real quick. Okay, I keep it large for there. Text alignment, I always like mine in the center. It's just a thing. Okay, all right, so there's that. I can go to the heading image. I could choose a file and it would kind of just put itself behind that. I'm not really gonna worry about that. Now, you can see mine here is kind of very basic in the coloring. I guess before I go further, let me show you this. You go to the paintbrush, right? We want to paint this. Think of it that way. They do have some color schemes that are already kind of built in. So you'll see here. Oh, so maybe you want to start with that blue, but you're like, that form color, right? You can see that that matches that gray box there. Well, it looks gray to me, grayish. I don't know. Then I can come in here. I can see I can change all of these colors and make them look however I want to look. Oops. Go back there. Sorry, clicked out. Maybe I want the font to be a different color. Maybe I just want that to be all black. So that's now black up here. I like also, by the way, I like how it just changes instantly. So you can kind of know, okay, is this going to work or is this not going to work? So that helps there. Styles. This is where we can go in. We can change the alignment, what everybody loves the most, right? Changing the font, okay? So we can kind of get really creative here. Again, it depends on how creative you want to get. You may have fonts that you just constantly utilize in your business. So I always try and be very specific, or as much as I can anyway, just kind of stay on brand. I try and use the same fonts and same color schemes when I'm doing things. So that's just something that I personally do and I like. It's very visual for me. I can also come over here. I can change the font size. So I can make it really big. I can make it really small. Depends on what you want to do. And then the button style, that's going to be these submit buttons that we see on the pages. I'm going to go ahead and leave it. I think I'm going to leave it there, but you can see I've got all kinds of fun, different little options to choose from down here. You'll see up here, it also gives you the option to import an image. So they do have some images here. You can also just do a gradient if you like it to have that gradient, or flat, just one straight color all the way. All right, so change that button style up. Now our button is all styled. Theme. So if you wanted to do something that was more, let's make this whole thing look a lot different, right? You can come in here and pick a theme. Maybe you really just love the way that something looks. Maybe you really like the way that this one is, where it's all on the side. You could totally do that. Maybe you like this one where it's got the picture behind it. Oh, look at that. Doesn't it just grab your attention? Just make a splash with it, right there on the page. Okay, so that just took everything. Now, again, maybe you decided to pick that one, but you want to go back and you want to change the colors. You can still go back. You can change the styles. You can change the fonts. You can do all of that fun stuff all over again, just like you did before, okay? So just because you change something new doesn't mean that you can't go back and design, so to speak. Maybe you want to pull an image from something that you've uploaded. You can do that as well. You can just hit remove image and then upload or choose from your files. Okay, so again, make it as personalized as you choose. So there is that form designer. So that's your overall, that's your paintbrush, that's your canvas. Okay, over here on the left is where you can see add form element. So as you can see, right, we have no questions. We need to start off with something. So when you hit that plus button, it's going to open over here, like I said, on the left, and it's going to, again, be very user friendly, but it's going to give you some really great ways to just get started. You know how I like to start a form? With a name. I love that. Okay, so name, and again, you can change these and just go in here and say, I like to do it more like I'm speaking to them, right? Your name. And then if I go to properties, I can go in here. I can continue to type. This is where, again, I can make it required or not required. Now, maybe you don't want anything to be required. You just want people to fill out what they want to fill out. For me, if I'm using a form, there's certain things that I want and or need for me to be able to follow up with someone. I need their name and I need a way to contact them. So again, based on your business, are you more of a texting person? Then maybe it would be name and phone number, right? Those are the two things that you want to have in your business. For me, it's usually name and email. And then I will always do an optional text number just so I can have that if needed. But like those are like the two things that I have to have on my form. You'll see, or you saw in my join my circle, right, where I was asking for their address. That's because if they're requesting a sample, I want to know where to mail it to. And this form that we're creating here, that's going to be something I want, right? Because otherwise, what's going to happen? They're going to fill this form out with their name and their email and maybe whatever other question I ask. And then I'm going to get an email and it's going to say, hey, someone filled out your form. And then I'm going to look at it and it's, oh, that's my sample form. Well, they gave me their email. So now I have to email them and ask them for their address because now I need their address if I'm gonna mail them something out. And then maybe they don't respond to your email that you sent, right? And they're never gonna get that. Maybe not on purpose, but maybe they just don't see it. So again, that's why you wanna make sure you're capturing the information that you are going to need in your business. If people don't want to fill it out, they simply just won't fill it out. So don't feel like you have to do this. You're asking for something that you're going to use in your business that you need in order to do those follow-up steps or take that action. Again, in this case, a sample. If they are wanting a sample, then I'm going to need an address to mail it to them. Unless they're local and they want to come meet me up at Target and we'll meet in the Target parking lot. I don't know, right? But I'm going to need an address. Again, if people don't feel comfortable with it, then they just aren't going to fill it out. You're not forcing people to fill out a form. They are clicking on this link for a reason. So let's get the info we need right up front and save the rest of the work, okay? We're going to work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to obviously make that required. I don't want them accidentally going, she doesn't need my name. Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do. And you can come in here and you can also change this. Instead of saying first name, you can have it say whatever you want. Same thing with last name. Okay. So we've got that there. Again, this is where you can bring in the email. You can, again, make that required or not, depending on how you like to communicate with people. Address. I definitely want that in there because, again, I'm going to be mailing out a sample. So I'm going to go into properties. I'm going to make that required. Again, I like to make it sound like I'm talking to them. So your address, right? So I like that there. Your address, please. You can do that. Again, if you live, depending on where you live, you can change those things. If you're outside of the US, you can change those as well. Again, you could add phone number if you wanted to there. Fill in the blank. Let's go ahead and let's add that because I'd like to show you what that looks like. So this is a fill in the one blank field. Please add appropriate 2 blank fields and text. And you're like, what? Okay, let's go to general. I'm going to make this required. We're going to go to fields. So this one over here, let's hit the little settings. Okay, and blanks. Okay, so I'm going to put fragrance family. Sorry, I accidentally do that when I'm on here. Okay. My favorite type of scent is, let's take out field. So what I'm really looking for there, right? What I'm really looking for in that piece there, oops, let me go back to my settings for that, is for them to tell me what they want, okay? So I want to know what they want. I love I'm trying to thinking of a way that would make more sense. Because I want to know what type of fragrance family they like, right? Do they like fruity scents, bakery scents, fresh scents? What do they like? I love And there, we want this to say spring, summer, or fall, winter. Scents the best. So what that is going to do in this case, what we're going to do is do that there. Oh, that's not what I want. And this one, the default, we're going to say fruity. She's talking to me back there. And then we're going to say spring, summer. So those are going to be the default. So if they do not fill that out when they're writing it, then it's going to automatically default to that. So you'll see that where I put fragrance family, right? I want them to fill in the blank, right? That's literally what this little thing is, fill in the blank. So for me, what I'm asking them is, again, what types of scents do they like, right? Do they like, well, we can look at it when we preview it, but do they like fruity? Do they like fresh? Do they like bakery? Do they like seasonal, whatever? And then I love spring, summer, or fall, winter scents the best. Again, that is just more personal info for me. Okay, so on the back end, as someone who is looking to capture customers in this case, that helps me when new scents come out and I'm like, okay, this group of people are spring, summer people. So those are going to be the people that I'm marketing to at that time. That's where all of that comes in. We can sit here and go through a lot of this, but I'm not going to go through all of this. But again, you can go through here, you can create those drop downs like you saw on mine, all of the above and more. So there we go. Now, what we want to do next is let's go over here and let's click on this toggle where it says preview form. What this is going to allow you to do is see it how they will see it. So you can see here, it shows this is what it looks like on the desktop. Let's see what it looks like when it's on the phone, when it's on mobile. This is why I said I love this part of JotForm because this really helps me when I'm doing things and I can usually see, oh my gosh, I'm being way too wordy. That question just looks weird. I'm going to take it out or whatever I've added. Again, you can see how that fill in the blank field kind of looks, right? So that helps me there. And so that's what they're going to see when they're clicking on your link. So again, you can see what it looks like on the phone, on their iPad, on the desktop. This is what it's going to look like. So I love that preview option. So when I toggle back off of that, now I'm going to go to settings. Once you start doing one or two, I would say like by the time you probably do your second or third one, you're going to just start flying through this and you're going to customize it to the nines. Okay. Just know that there's so many ways you can customize these. Okay. A title, that's where mine says join my circle. Okay. Grab a sample. That's actually a good title for this form. So I'm just going to leave it there. I want to enable it, right? So again, if I'm on the free version, maybe I want to disable this one for now and only enable it when I'm ready to start using it. And when I'm not using it, I'll disable it so I can make other forms for other things. So that's where we can do that. Emails. This is the best part. I love this part. So the first thing is the notification one. And because I've already signed in, it has my info here. That is my email address, right? So when someone fills this out, the first notification is going to come to this email address. And that's wonderful. And what I will tell you is it's so great because I love opening my email and seeing you have a form response. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it tells me what the form is. Someone has filled out your grab a sample form. And then I can click right into it. I see all the answers and I'm like, oh, yes, awesome. Let me connect with this person. Okay. Okay. You need to change that email. Maybe you use a different one than what you have signed in as. You can change that. Just hit the little pencil there for the edit. Autoresponder, this one is going from JotForm to the email that they used when they completed this form. So that way they get a copy of the form as well. And maybe you like that, maybe you don't. I personally, for a form like this, my customer doesn't need to get a copy of their form. If I was doing this for something different, maybe I was capturing info for a fundraiser, or I was doing a poll with my team and I wanted a whole bunch of questions, and then I can send them a copy so they can remember what they answered. That would be a great reason to send them an email. I personally will usually just take that part out. I never really use the autoresponder. But if you want to, obviously you can. Okay. Conditions. Again, you can get very deep into this. I'm not going to go deep into it now. The thank you page, though, I think is really fun. You can, again, customize this. So like instead of saying thank you, well, maybe I would say thanks. And then I would say your sample is headed out shortly, right? I just want to say thanks, right? So you can change all of this here as well. Again, you see I can make this as fun as I want. Maybe I want it to be the little purple envelope now instead of the green. Okay, I can do all the things. I can make it bold. I can la 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 la. You can do all the things here. Do all the things if you want to. All right, so you can make them go to show this little splash page. So as soon as they hit submit, they would see this and they'd be like, cool, awesome, I'm gonna be getting something in the mail, right? And then they're gonna be excited and waiting for that sample. So make sure that you're getting those out. Or maybe you want to direct them to another site after they fill out your form. Again, remember, okay, we want to think about this a little bit. I'm using this on Instagram as my link in bio, right? So maybe because they found me on Instagram and that's where I'm using it the most, maybe I want to, everybody who completes this, who wants a sample, I now want them in my VIP club on Facebook, right? So then I could click here, and instead of giving me that splash page that says thank you, your sample's on its way, then I could come in here and paste in the URL to my VIP group, and then boom, as soon as they hit submit, it's going to open them up to my VIP group on Facebook, that hopefully they will then click the join button and join my VIP group. So it's a great way to kind of push people where you want them to go. Maybe you want them to go to just your Scentsy website. You could put your Scentsy website there and they can start shopping right away, right? Again, you get the point, right? You can send them somewhere. That's a really great feature. One of the things that I absolutely love about JotForm. We don't really have to worry about all of that, but again, you can get as in-depth as you want and start playing with it. And then when you're all ready, you've done all of your things, you're just going to come over here to publish. It's enabled. That's fantastic. Okay. You can come over here. We're going to enable, or our form is enabled now. It's ready. It's active. It's live. So now I just want to copy that link and now I can paste it. I can pull up my link in bio. I can put this little link in there and boom, I'm going to start getting people requesting samples. It gives you a really quick, easy way too if you just want to share directly to Facebook. You just want to instantly start sharing this. Maybe you want to share this to Facebook right now and start collecting info from customers or from your friends that you have on Facebook. You can very easily get a QR code that, again, you could throw on a business card, right? You could do that and throw it on a business card. So that way every business card that goes out now has the QR code to this form, whether it's grabbing a sample, whether it's whatever, I don't know. There we go. So we have officially walked through, it all. That is JotForm, my friends. There are so many ways to use this. I could talk about this, talk about this, talk about this, but that's just a little easy overview of what the power of JotForm can do for you in your business. So start playing around with it. Start just kind of clicking on buttons. Hey, what does this do? Obviously, no one's going to see it unless you enable it and then unless you share the link out, okay? So if you maybe want to create one and then send it to your sponsor or your friend who's also a consultant and you're like, hey, I just created my first JotForm. Would you take a look at it? Let me know. What do you think of it? Does it look good? Do I need to change anything? What could I add here? You guys here in my group, of course, post it in the group page if you're starting to play around with this. We'll be more than happy to give you some feedback and be like, oh, hey, I see that you wanted to get samples. Don't forget the address. That way you don't have to contact them again for an address, right? Little things like that. So you can share that out. And then once you kind of have it ready to go, share it with the world. Shout it from the rooftops, make it into a QR code and plaster that baby on everything you got, right? Start collecting info. JotForm is there just for that reason. So how can you use this in your business? How can you start by playing with this? I will challenge you to create one form with JotForm and start using it. Start putting it out in your marketing. Start posting it in your VIP group. Post it on your business page. Post it in your link in bio. Post it, post it, post it, and start letting people contact you rather than you feeling like you're always trying to cold call someone else. I don't like cold calling personally. That's another reason why JotForm just comes in so handy. So when somebody says, hey, I see that you sell the Scentsy stuff. How can I get on your email list? Hey, let me send you a link real quick and it'll get you right on there, right? I send them my join my circle link to my JotForm and boom, I have all of their information. I didn't have to go through a whole conversation. I didn't have to talk about all the stuff. And then at the end of that, I have them go into my VIP page. So I already know they're going to then drop right into my VIP page and join that group. And then they'll be updated on all the things coming out. This is a really great way for me to automate things so I don't have to be like, oh, have I added you to my VIP group yet? Or, oh, did you want a sample? It'd be, you know, I can get a sample for you. I'd be happy to send you a sample. What's your address? Oh, I see your Facebook name is a mom and my dogs. I don't know, people do have some weird Facebook names, right? But I need your name now, right? Again, it takes all of those little conversations out of the way. You're cutting straight to the chase, right to the point. What do you need? Here's how I can get it to you. Let me fulfill your request. You're making it easy for these people to now be in contact with you. So I want to see what you guys are doing. Like I said, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to share your link, and I would be happy to take a look at your JotForm and see what amazing things you're creating and get as creative as you want to be.